it is.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Podnas, a show with three friends separated by distance, connected by brotherhood, having weekly conversations that you can join in on. As always, I am 1/3 of the Podnas, your boy Tiz.
Here's the other third, the Padawan here.
And as you can see, we are missing the third this week. Brother Face had to handle some business, family first at all times. So we'll be seeing him obviously on our live show this week and on next week's episode. But, just shoot some good vibes out to my brother. And yeah, man, me and Pat gonna try to hold it down for y'all this evening in lieu of him not being here. But much love to you, bro. And we can't wait to have you back on Friday, champ.
Love and positivity to you.
Indeed, my brother. Indeed. I'm actually gonna flip my docket just a little bit because I want to get as you would say, the fuckery out of the way pretty early here. So we're gonna jump right into this week's Umar Weekly Update.
Oh, bruh.
Yeah, man. So as with last week, kind of mixing it up here because Umar, as always, has been for like the past 2 weeks just been pretty calm, quiet, not trying to do a lot. He's been posting his normal nonsensical posts that have nothing to do with nothing, hawking his book and asking for cash apps, and that's pretty much it. But he hasn't done many lives or anything like that where I can see any new nonsense to really focus in on. So this week I will focus on some of the highlights of the FDMG 2-year anniversary. This is 2 years since those trap bandos were were bought. Allegedly, at this point, I don't even know what to say as fact or fiction, man, because this story just gets weirder and weirder as time goes on. So yeah, highlight of my personal week, I was in the Cookie Crush chat on Lennon Honors page as we celebrated the anniversary, and he had a 4-part series basically where he was going through from the very first time he mentioned the school way back in like 2009 all the way up until today. And all of the many promises and excuses and redirects and changes to the program and programs that he's going to implement that nobody ever ends up seeing. He just went through it all. And what I do like about Lennon's platform is it's really a fun community over there because, like, we're talking about the seriousness of this dude frauding, but we get to just roast and just be silly with it. You know what I mean? And I like how he kind of mixes the information with just the goofy shit. So hashtag freedom jeans. One of the highlights for me was when they went back to his first like promotional video talking about the school. This was back when he was trying to buy or claiming to try to buy St. Paul's College in Virginia. And he is walking across this bridge with these Rustler jeans, Pat. I wish you was in the chat room. I wish you watched. Oh my God, bro.
Oh man.
These big baggy, I don't know whether it was Jinko jeans or off-brand Jabos or what these were, but he's walking across with these big jeans on and this sloppy looking button up that's like half tucked in, half not, with a tie that just like, why you put that tie on? You could have just did the Jay-Z button up with the top button unbuttoned and just called it a day. But you like
he looking like 2003.
Bruh, and when I say these jeans look so worn out and just tired, like the jeans would look like they was just like, please get me away from this fuckery. Why are we dealing with this bullshit? Yes. The jeans were literally reaching out for help through the screen. Like, please. He sits on me every day. You don't know how long it's been since he's washed me. Like, these jeans look toe down through the gate, out the window, could stand by themselves.
Got some work jeans on.
Yes. Them old construction. I'd have been riveting beams and shit all day jeans. Like, it was just
them white boy at the rave jeans.
Yes, them old big wide legs,
glow stick
cut jeans. Yes. And them old, like, they look like dad jeans, but baggy as fuck. Like, hashtag freedom jeans, man. They are the real victim of all of this. And that has nothing to do with nothing. But that was just the highlight of my week, just looking at this dude in these rollout jeans. And it was like from the beginning, the jeans knew. The jeans knew this long struggle that he would have to go through and, and have his name besmirched by being attached to Umar. Oh man.
Oh, I've been
So
working
that
all my life.
them jeans look like, man, please somebody help me. He is just dragging me through this with his
I've been fighting all my life, Gene.
oh my life, the misophias. Yes, the misophias. Them hitting the head with a rock. You ain't my mammy jeans.
I love hypo. I know I do, but I
man. Man, God knows I love Umar. Lord knows I do.
Su.
But he keep on dragging me through this scam. I done been through shit links in the school. I done been outside fake painting with this shit. I done been hooking up fake electricity in these G's. Like, I'm just tired. My back pockets are wore out. But yeah, so that was I just had to give my highlight of the week. That has nothing to do with anything else that I'm about to talk about, but I had to just
and I have to joke, so
yes. All right, so now into the actual information. So one of our viewers have shouted out and said that Q Butter had an interview with Taz. Now, Q Butter is a dude that around the same time that I was getting into Umar, as far as like still thinking that he was all right. I had donated back in 2014 when he was talking about St. Paul's, and then I was still supporting him in 2016, 2017. I think that's when Q Butter kind of got his start as far as school building.
Mm-hmm.
Now, since that time, Q Butter has, I think, 2 schools, if I'm not mistaken. One is online and then one is actually in person. He not only has these schools where he's talking about it, but he actually takes you into the schools on like tours of the school while the kids are in class. He got like 6th graders, 7th graders working on calculus and trig. Like, yeah, like this dude is actually out here doing the work, and he's doing it for, I know he probably hasn't collected as like, he's doing it off of donations and people sending in equipment. You know, people donate computers to him, et cetera, et cetera. And instead of him turning these people down, like Umar has turned down contractors come fit the school, this dude actually accepts the help and uses it. So you can see the tangible work of these kids in here learning. He takes them on field trips. Like, this dude is putting in work, and he's doing it with less resources than Umar. So on the interview with Taz and them, I think the thing that stood out to me the most was that interview and an interview I had seen with Ali Sadiq, and they both Q Butter and Ali Sadiq kind of hinted at and talked on the same thing. At this point with Umar, I don't think it's not so much that yes, it's a scam because he has tangible services and products he never does. But I think the main issue with Umar is his lack of, he doesn't know how to execute. Like, he doesn't have any real plans for anything. He's one of them people that you would call a big picture person. He's great at coming up with ideas. Like, if his ideas were undertaken by any other person, with those resources and the same amount of donations he's had, every one of those things would have come to fruition by now. From the couples retreat to the 4th grade online school for the pandemic to the actual school itself where kids are getting helped to the farming program. Like, all of this stuff is actually stuff that can be done if a person has a real plan. Like, I'm in the know, and I'm kind of cool with people who actually have done the work to open schools, and their opening operation budget is like $350,000. So you're not going to tell me that if you really want to do this, it's not possible, and you've collected at this point over 2.5 million. Like, you're not going to tell me this is not possible. So shout out to Q Butter. I just really appreciate seeing people that are actually out here doing the work in the same way we kind of lift up and highlight the jackasses in our community that kind of leech off of us and, you know, take people money and et cetera, et cetera. I think it's important too that I take a second, you know, I took that second to just kind of highlight and shout that out. Taz did a great interview with Q. He asked great questions. And I like how they stayed on topic. Like, they didn't get into the buffoonery of like throwing ad hominem attacks or like attacking people's person, they attack the actual facts of what is tangible, what should be done, and what has just not been fulfilled. You know what I mean? I like when content can stay on that and not get off too far into the personal stuff and digging into people's records and stuff. And I want to get it. And the reason I mentioned that is that's kind of my. So I'm talking about Umar tonight, but I also want to kind of take a second to kind of go back into talking about the Umar sector like I did last week and just kind of highlight some things that we got to get out of this messiness. I see a lot of like people who they got good information, but the way they're delivering it, they're getting it to the point where they're looking for people's like marriage information and they're looking at people's like personal relationships. And I don't know what that has to do with Umar. Like if it's cool to debate a person that supports Umar on the actual facts of what Umar has promised and what he has not delivered. But to start to go into people's like criminal backgrounds and all of that, I think that is really, for one, it's just dividing our people more.
Yeah.
You feel me? But on top of that, I think it also takes away from the actual issue of Umar defrauding people. Like that is the real issue. That's the problem. Not this person over here who disagrees with you. The problem is Umar Johnson is the catalyst for all of this because he's using cult-like tactics to keep his supporters like brainwashed almost. And at the same time, he is gaslighting people who are going against him and saying like, hey, this is not correct. This is like, but you said this is like, we have you on video saying this, but this isn't happening. Where is this at if we're going to keep sending you money? You know what I mean? And I think we want to stay focused on that. This dude, Smoke God, Book of Negroes, he had a live today where he was kind of saying this, and I already had this on our docket this weekend, but it was crazy that he's saying the same thing. And I really like his content because he's a really unbiased dude. Like the same way he does it, he sees the fuckery that Umar does. He also is willing to debate with people who support Umar in a civilized way where he's not demeaning them or like character assassinating them. He's more getting to the like, well, this is why I disagree. Can you explain this? Why do you feel this way? Why do you support him? What is it that you're seeing that we missing? Like he stays on topic really well. And I think that's what we got to get back to in this whole Umar sector. It's a lot of us out here and we make videos either for or against Umar, whatever the case may be. But it's a way to have this dialogue as a people and still remain a people without like tearing each other down. And that's just my message and PSA to anybody who makes videos about Umar, one way or the other, man. Like, stay focused on the fact. If you support Umar, cool, that's your business, that's your right. But stay focused on the facts of this is why I support him, and these are the facts I have to back it up. If you're a detractor like me and you've been burned by Umar, or you understand the fact that, hey, man, Umar took my money and I'm still not seeing my product, then stay on that topic because that's what we try to stay on. Like, our issue ain't with the man personally. Like, I don't care what he do in his personal life, but if anything he does publicly that he displays to the world and he actually, he himself said, I'm going to critique that because it all ties back into the school. I'm not going to go digging for something that he ain't put out there. I'm not going to go digging for something that ain't out there to the public. That's your privacy, and I feel like everybody got a right to that privacy. So, you know, as I get back into Umar himself and I stay on topic, I just want to send that PSA out to all of us out here that make content on Umar in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Like, let's do it in a civilized way, and let's keep our humanity and our overarching theme of like, we still got to be unified at the end of this. Because once we get rid of this charlatan, we still got to be a people that can kind of fulfill the things that are necessary for our people to progress. So that's my PSA. I'm going to get off my soapbox. Now, as I mentioned before, I think the biggest issue with Umar is like intention versus impact. And that's a broader lesson for the world. Like, having a good intention is only good if the impact matches that intention. Yeah. If I intend to swat a fly to get him out of the house because he's annoying people, but I smacked somebody in that house doing so. My intention was good, but this person still got smacked.
Yeah.
That's the impact doesn't match the intent. So I think really putting some planning into this and some like thinking before you're doing into this is what Umar needs to really focus on going forward. Like, stop for one, come up with some transparency. But for two, go ahead and clean your slate. Admit whatever your wrongs are, stand on that as a man, take the backlash from it, and then move on with a plan if you're gonna keep on being out here in the sector talking to our people. That's it. Like, so
that remind me of a quote about good it said most of the evil in this world is done by people with good intentions.
Absolutely. Good intentions, bad plan, that leads to horrible impacts. And that's the main issue. So now since there's really not much at this point more we can say about Umar until the court case kind of gets into action and we really, or he gets back on the public forums more where he's actually posting videos and that type of thing. I've come up with a list of the top 25 questions that we can ask Umar or Umar supporters and that we need to stay focused on until he answers them. Because I think when we keep getting off into these sidetrack conversations, it takes us away and we end up not focusing in on him and holding him and his people that support him accountable for these things. So here's the top 25 questions we need to continuously keep asking to Umar and his supporters. First, I understand the delay in repairs, but why are there so many unpaid bills associated with the school? Why can't you pay the property taxes out of the donations? Why can't you pay the utilities bills, which are much less per month than the taxes? I don't understand that. And as of yet, there has been no logical explanation as to why these bills are unpaid. As a matter of fact, Umar and his supporters often don't even acknowledge that these bills are unpaid. Like, people have literally just seen it on public record. Oh, this is the school. These bills are here online saying that they're unpaid. Why? Why are there so many unpaid bills associated with the school? That's one. Two, why do so many donors, not people who are random off the street, but people like myself and others who have sent money, who have given our hard-earned money, whatever that money may be, we are still ground level investors in this vision that we were sold on. Why do donors never get any answers? Like on Lord Jamal's interview, he says, you know, I don't owe anybody else any answers because they haven't donated. Well, I donated. I know a bunch of people that donated. The Frosters donated to your Loyal Donors Club. None of us got any answers. None of us got access to the platforms that you said we would, where we would get these answers. And when we ask these questions, you get mad at us.
Exactly. And then say that y'all don't donate. Like, I've actually seen that before.
So forget my donation. Forget my donation. That's basically what you're saying. So my hard-earned money didn't mean shit. Next, number 3. Why did you buy a school that needed so much work if you knew that you were not getting the donations that you may have claimed? You could have bought a smaller building, or instead of buying a campus, bought one building and started with that middle school group and then built out over time. Why did you buy a school that needed that much work? Well, we're now 2 years since the first day you purchased it, and nothing, to be honest, not much looks different. Got the lights on now, the plumbing's still off, the HVAC's still off, there's still holes in the ceiling, there's still holes in the wall, wiring is still hanging down everywhere. There's a shit lake in the middle of the gym floor. Old school uniforms are still in this damn school that from the last school. The nameplate on the school still says Moyer Academy. Like, why did you get this shit storm and clusterfuck and money pit of a building if you knew that you weren't getting the donations in like that?
At least get a sign to say FDMG.
Something. Post one of them little signs, like them campaign signs out front that say FDMG is coming.
Yeah.
Something, man. Give me something, bro. Give me something. Question number 4. Why do you not give financial updates so donors know how close they are to specific goals? Maybe you don't want to tell me all the details, but why not say, okay, we are at $250,000 we need for the HVAC. At this point, we are $70,000 in. So then people have at least an idea to gauge, okay, so this is how much more it's going to take. Why aren't you willing to give financial updates? So we can have like a goal. You could even put a little thermometer on the screen, put some graphics up, draw on the whiteboard and make a thermometer and fill it up more and more as you get donations. Give somebody something.
Even Kickstarter and GoFundMe got a little, thing that, graph or whatever to tell you you that far.
You done got kicked off of GoFundMe already, Umar. Draw you a thermometer. Do something. Question number, what are we at? 5? Yeah, we at 5. When did the lights officially get turned on? Was it in November when you were in the building beating on the drum saying, FDMG is coming, FDMG is coming? And you were saying, yeah, the lights are on. Yeah, they on now. And you were flicking switches then. Or was it this year in January when you were on the interview saying, oh yeah, the lights are finally on right now. They just got turned on. Which is it, Umar? Question number 6. Why the plumbing still unfixed? Didn't you say the plumbers done been in there and they done redid the pipes? So why you still saying the plumbing ain't fixed? And why is there still a big shit lake in the middle of the gym? After you done had the donors come in and after they spent their hard-earned money and paying it for you, then you had them come in and come on, help me clean up this gym floor as you walked around on IG Live. And you got these older queens in there, sitting there sweeping up filth and shit.
And COVID.
Breathing in toxic fumes from Fabuloso and bleach. Why the plumbing still ain't fixed?
Go call Super Mario or something.
Somebody, Luigi even. Maybe Mario busy. Holla at Luigi. Somebody can help you, sir. Get you a Roto-Rooter, some Drano, something. Number 7. When people ask you questions about the school, why do you get angry? If there's no scam, there's no fraud, there's no scheme, there's no illegal activity going on, everything is on the up and up, why do you get angry when people question you? Why does it literally send you into a forehead sweating rage when you get to throw a temper tantrum in your mama's corner? Why? Why does it get you angry?
Yeah, like Trump.
I done forgot what number we on now, people, so y'all just gonna have to deal with me at this point. Next question, though. Why, if you are the most requested scholar, are your venues and your crowds so small? Most requested scholar, I would at least think, would be selling out a ballroom at a hotel. You got the dudes that go around selling get-rich-quick schemes that can fill up a hotel ballroom. And your events are mostly free. So why is it that you can't even get a venue for one to request you? Why are you always online asking somebody, you got a barbershop? You got a restaurant? You got a corner office? You got a convenience store? You got anything that I can sit in? Please let me come to your town. I haven't been there. I haven't been to Kansas. I haven't been to Kansas in 3 years. When y'all gonna call me back, Kansas? The most requested scholar, the most requested means that you are the most asked for person. Why are you always asking for a place? And why is all of your places so small? I seen a John today where he was literally on a stage in front of a area that couldn't have been no bigger than my garage. It's 12 people out there. Then he takes those 12 people into the African boutique that's right there. And he sits down in the back of that and talks to people and sells them his $70 book. Why are your venues and crowds so small if you're the most requested? Why do celebrities not financially support you?
That's question number 9. I counted.
Thank you. See, that's why you gotta have your brother. But why do celebrities never want to back you? Interview with Ali Sadiq. They asked him specifically about Umar Johnson. Ali Sadiq, big comedian, very successful in comedy. He said, no, I would not support Umar because he don't have a plan. They asked Snoop about, well, will you give to Umar on an IG Live? Snoop ignored the question, kept playing his music. Like, why is it that you never have any celebrity endorsements if you are so revolutionary and on point and people support you so much and your word is the real deal? Why do celebrities who are more savvy in business dealings than I am, why do none of them come out and support you? On that matter, why do no celebrity scholars support you? Even some scholars who may be speaking the same type of overall rhetoric. Why is it that they don't even support you? Don't even know you. Michael Eric Dyson has no idea who you are.
And you had the promo because you've been on a Breakfast Club. That's like how I found out about it, matter of fact.
Why do no celebrities financially support you, sir? Next question. I guess this is 10.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you not display your degrees as most scholars do? I have only a bachelor's. My bachelor's is displayed. My wife has a bachelor's and a master's. She keeps her degrees displayed. Most doctors' office of any type of doctors that I go into their office, their degrees are displayed.
And can't wait to check.
Right, they definitely let you know, but they want to make sure that you see their credentials so that you know that they're giving credible wisdom on whatever it is that they're speaking of. Mm-hmm. They want you to see that, yes, you can trust my word because I have the credentials to support the fact that I've done the research and I've done the years of study to speak on this knowledge. Why you don't never display your degrees, Umar? Question 11. And this kind of goes back to question number 10. Why don't you have an office? I am in no way going to call myself a scholar. I am well read and I'm very well versed in a lot of different areas, but I'm not an expert on anything necessarily. I'm an expert on health and wellness because that's what my expertise is in. But I'm not an expert on everything. But I got an office. How do I have an office? And I'm not the most requested anything. I'm just little old Tiz. But you don't have an office, and you are the most requested scholar with 6 degrees. Yet you mean to tell me you don't have an actual office for people to come and have business meetings with you? Mm-hmm. If somebody did want to discuss investing with you, they have to sit outside on the FDMG rock with you?
Or do an IG live together or something?
Right, or go to an abandoned playground where you set up shop, or go yell in the cemetery with you? That's how they got to have business meetings? They can't sit down in the office?
Or the vegan restaurant?
I gotta sit down with you all the time and watch you scarf down food with your tusks.
And then ask the donors to cash app them so you can pay for the meal.
Correct. But you have no office. Why don't you have an office, Umar? I think this is 12. Why are there so many contractors who say that you ignored them or turned down their free work? Lennon showed a contractor that emailed Umar and started the conversation with Umar. Like, hey, I work for a contracting company that allows us to do free pro bono work for a certain amount of hours every year as a part of like just giving back. And I can take vacation time on top of that. And I can come down, and if you go ahead and get the permits drawn up, I can come down. Me and my crew, we can come down, knock out all the plumbing and a lot of the HVAC for you right now. And this was way back in 2019 when the school first was bought.
All your problems right there.
$250,000 worth of work done. But yet you turned them down or ignored them. Umar literally stopped responding to the dude. But you claim to keep wanting people to support you, and then the people that support you, you ignore them. Why do you turn down the work? Next question. Why are the halls and ceilings still in disrepair? I looked at a lot of that ceiling stuff. A lot of that ain't nothing but drop tiles. You can sit there and have you can do that yourself, Umar. You can get them donors up there. If you're gonna do all that, you can get the paneling. Go ahead and get some zip ties and some wire clips, and go ahead and clip them wires up into the ceiling and put your shit down. And when the contractors finally do get there in 19 February, they can come on in and they can jump on it and finish out, you know what I mean? That they can go up in the ceiling if need be and do whatever they need to do as far as electricity. But at least you then have, you can display something. It looks better aesthetically. When you're doing a live from inside of there, you can show the donors like, hey, we're getting it ready for occupation. We're getting it ready for scholars to come on in. We're getting ready for these students to come on in that we're trying to build up. We're getting ready for these children's minds that we're going to shape.
Mm-hmm.
I would not feel safe sending my child anywhere near that school with wires falling out the ceiling and full outlets just hanging down where you got to duck under to get down the hall. Like, what the hell is that?
Heck yeah.
Next question. Why are your donors doing the work to also paint the school and clean the school? Why are you putting them to that work when they're already financially supporting you? Why not do it yourself? Which would be a much stronger visual, a much stronger message to the people like, hey, y'all supporting me financially. I'm out here doing the work. So now when you walking past the school talking about, we working, people would actually see you working. We've seen you with paint in your beard and hadn't seen you pick up one brush or roller. Smoke God Book of Negroes just painted a whole damn room and didn't get no paint on his face, none of that. So that shows that you were just out there stunting. You were just out there trying to flex for the camera. You just flick some paint at your beard so that you look like you was out here working with these people. And then you go in and eat up all the food, sitting there with a sliced piece in your hand.
And then have people say, I will do the work for free and still get the donors to do it.
Like, come on. What kind of person are you? Next question. When is the painting going to be finished? You've been having this two-tone school for the past 3 months. Since we started our podcast, you've had a school that was two-tone. And I don't think you will get them donors to get up on that damn roof and paint down, as you say, which is not even a thing because painters don't do that. They just get scaffolded into a ladder and go up and paint like normal people. Fucking weirdo. Paint down. But you the most requested scholar. Next question. Why do you not have any new information to teach? The one hallmark of scholars is that they are constantly learning, which is why they're called scholars. They're constantly reading new information and emerging knowledge in their fields. So they don't keep regurgitating the same thing. They keep updating their information. They're able to find new things to tell you about that you didn't already know because they've already taught you about the first lesson. So now they're going to keep on building on that. You have been regurgitating the exact same information for now 13 years, 14 years since you started your speaking career. Why? Where's the new information? You had that crooked bookshelf in your old crib. You can't read none of those books and give us something new. I know people in the education system. They're constantly updating their knowledge on SPED education and how to reach out to scholars or students with disabilities and kids that have special needs. They're constantly updating their information to be better equipped. You're still regurgitating the same stuff you was talking way back in 2009, and so much has changed in education since then, but you're still on that same old rhetoric. You've taught us nothing new. You've made duplicate copies of the same damn book, basically. Your speeches all sound the same. And when you do talk about something outside of special education, you end up reading it from a book or just regurgitating facts, the same facts. We know Frederick Douglass' birthday now, sir. We got it. We know Marcus Garvey's anniversary, sir. We got it. You have posted it on IG. You've posted it on Facebook. You've said it a million times. We got it. Give me something new.
And we can Google that.
As a scholar, you should be able to teach me something that I would not normally know to even look up. I watch scholars all across the board in all kinds of fields, from medicine to social health to mental health to history to archaeology, all of these people, and they always are giving me something. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, that just happened? Oh, word? It's always something I leave thought-provoking. I don't get nothing from Umar's lines. Even when he's talking about shit that ain't fuckery, you ain't telling me nothing, bro. You said this already. We got that. What's new? Why do you never have anything to update it? Now, next question. Why are your books not cited or peer-reviewed at all? In academia and in the world of scholars, most of their works that are worth anything that are not considered pseudoscience or pseudo information, their works are usually cited, referenced. They have facts and figures for you to go reference of where they got their information from. They can tell you book numbers and pages and all, like they give you the whole rundown of where they got their stuff. And other scholars have looked at their information and agreed with it and said, yes, according to my knowledge and my expertise and my experiments, this matches. Yes, this is something we can go forward to. Nobody, you haven't cited a reference. You haven't gotten peer reviewed by anybody. There's no other scholars that back your information.
Shit,
What's up with your books?
Even Wikipedia got references.
Yes. Your books we can't even get in a real bookstore. We got to get them from you. Just text me, PayPal me. Real books I can get from stores, sir. I can go to Barnes and Noble still and get it. Real books, I can go to Audible and pull it up and listen to it. Real books, something. How are your books not cited or peer reviewed at all? Next question. Same vein a little bit. Why will no publisher publish your books? Why is it that all of your books are done through copiers and you put it together yourself? Don't give me the independence route. Because if you wanted it to be quality, you would invest in quality. And what you're putting out is not that. So why won't a real publisher ever publish your information? You're not saying anything that radical. No more radical than anybody else who has published books. There's people from the Ku Klux Klan that have published books. So you're not going to get me on that I'm too radical for the system. No. Why won't anybody publish you?
I'm even getting advice. I'm getting advice from publishers myself for my own book, for a comic book.
You hear me?
For a comic book. You know what I'm saying? So,
like, come on, dude. Next question. What is the official opening date of the school that you can stick to?
February.
Stop pushing the date back. Sit down, plan it out, get tangible timelines for everything you need to do, and set a real date. When is the official opening date? You've given us so many. 2013, 2010, 2014, 2016, 2019, 2020. Now we're in 2021. What is the official opening date of the school?
Whole new decade.
Yes. And the last question I have, and we must keep asking Umar and his supporters. This is the most important question to me. When will you free these damn jeans? Let them jeans go. Hashtag free them jeans. They have suffered enough. Let us never forget the real victim of Umar Johnson. Them damn jeans. Stay vigilant, my people. Stay vigilant.
I got one more question for Dad.
Keep going. Yeah.
I got one more question. Why do you keep looking at other schools and you haven't finished the first one?
Yes.
I've been wondering that for the longest time. Every time I see him, he in a whole different school, and I'm like, you ain't even finished that one. Don't you still got bills on that one? Why are you at this one looking like you're breaking the entering?
Why are you looking at it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's come on now. So that's all I have this week for the Umar Weekly Update. The moral of these stories is, I have two. For one, disagree civilly. And that's to all my Umar sector people. And then for 2, freedom damn jeans, Umar. I will not stop. I will never forget. Freedom jeans, Umar. Freedom damn jeans.
Get you some sweatpants or something. That's
damn jeans have suffered long enough, damn it. For 12 long years of them damn jeans struggling. 12 long years of them jeans overlapping over your birthday Nikes. As people send you Texas to your phone. Oh. Let me add one more question to that list too.
Mm-hmm.
If you're the most requested scholar, how come you don't have any ability to like pronounce certain words? Like, where's your diction?
Yeah, I did notice that, man.
What the hell is a birthday? Birth? This nigga said he was gonna have some midwifery classes. What the hell is midwifery? I've heard of midwifery. What is midwifery?
Now, I know I'm probably the last person to talk because I'll be stumbling over words sometimes. Sometimes I'll combine words in general. I don't know, maybe I'm a bit dyslexic, but at the same time, I heard this man read on his live one time, and it sounded like that one kid that don't ever read that got picked to read that day.
Please don't pick on me, Miss Johnson. Please don't pick me, Miss Johnson. Oh, damn, I gotta go.
Frederick Douglass was born on...
You feel me? Like, what is wrong? What? Something ain't right, man. Something ain't right, man. I cannot wait for this lawsuit. Because I hope he get his comeuppance. I hope so bad. He deserves it at this point. Or he can send me my $50 back and I will get off his ass. But I ain't got my services yet for the money I donated. I want my services. And I ain't pay for you to go to Japan and take a bath. I ain't paying for you to go on these plane rides all over. I donated to a school. I want a fucking school. Simple as that. End of this week's Umar Weekly Update. He's a laughable fucker. He's a laughable fucker. So yeah, man. Yeah. Now, to my next topic, and I felt like this was poignant today especially, because for some reason, it just seems like so we got a group chat with me and the rest of the bros, man. It's like 5 or 6 of us in the group chat, and we just have man talk, and we vent, and we plot, and we discuss things, and we figure out what our next business moves are and all of this. And it's just kind of like man therapy, you know what I mean? And it seemed like today in the chat, man, a lot of loved ones was just coming at some conflict today. Like, everybody seemed to have been, or it was just a big struggle with everybody and their wives and their girlfriends and just people around them annoying them and just coming at them. So I just wanted to kind of go over, I got another little list for y'all. Seems like we just getting into lists a lot more lately, but I feel like it's just
Capricorn's love list.
Yeah, this is something that I'm getting better with, and I want to share the things that I use personally when I having conflicts with loved ones. So these are the top 8 ways you can overcome and get through conflicts with loved ones. First, use logic. If you are thinking about the actual logic of what's being said, as opposed to the emotion you feel behind what's being said, it's a lot easier for you to have a conversation and get through conflicts because you're not getting into such a negative headspace on your own. You're not getting as angry as much. It's literally one of the processes for like stopping negative self-talk is literally to stop and use logic and think like, why would this person say this? Why would this person do this? What actually led to this? What is the root of what's happening right now? And what exactly is going on? Not how I feel about it, but what exactly is going on? And it rewires your brain in that moment to get out of that emotion a little bit and be able to actually process the information itself. So first, use logic. Second, take you a second if you need it. That doesn't mean wait all day to come back to the conversation, but like sometimes it's good to like take a break for 15 minutes. You go watch a YouTube video or go do the dishes or go
clear your head.
Yeah, go clear your head. Go drink you a beer. Go Go smoke you a joint. Go whatever it is that your thing is that gets you
Your advice.
calm.
Yep.
Listen to some music, whatever it is, meditate for a second, but take you a second and break. When you feel that boiling point coming from you or from the person you having that conflict with, go to your corners. Even in boxing, they go to their corners for a minute to just kind of regroup. Okay, I'm getting kind of out of hand here. Let me refocus and think about how I actually want to go forward with this. So
Squirt that water.
Yeah, squirt the water. Listen to your trainer. You know what I'm saying? Let the cut man heal you up real quick, then go back in. Sometimes taking that breather from it can let the emotion get out of it a little bit and allow you to get through your own emotion and get to like, okay, but this is what they really said. I know I ain't like the way they said it, but this is how I can actually say what I need to say next. You know what I mean?
Clear out that mental cloud.
Exactly. So take a second if you need it. Next one, stay on topic. Like I said in the Umar, stay on topic. A lot of times when we're arguing, we're having a conflict, we tend to start going back down the road of everything this person has done to upset you or bother you or annoy you, or we start to get off into stuff that they haven't done or stuff we wish they would do, or we start talking about stuff that they didn't even say. Like, stay on the actual topic of why you're having the conflict in that moment, not why you've had previous conflicts or conflicts that you maybe should have had but didn't take the time to. Stay on topic. When you do that, it takes away a lot of the feelings of, okay, this person is just saying I'm a bad person now because they just listing off a bunch of stuff. It takes some of that feeling of getting beat over the head out of the conversation, because now I can just focus in on exactly what just happened this second, as opposed to me now trying to defend myself against 30 different accusations or arguments. You know what I mean?
Let me pick your brain. Let me pick your brain, Tiz, because I like to stay on topic, right? This is what usually happens or whatever. Mm-hmm. I like to stay on topic, but the person I may have the disagreement with may change the subject or may try to deflect or may bring up older things that, this, that, and third. So then I tend to say to myself, then I get to that point and like, you know what? This is not going anywhere. I would just be quiet. I'm going to be quiet, see what you say, and then go about my business or whatever. It seems like when I try to, bring it back to that topic, they get even angrier or whatever because I keep bringing it up and whatnot. Right. So, like, what do you recommend in that situation? Like,
I'll say what I would do, and then if it helps people, good. If not, then because everybody's a little different. But one thing that I found that works best for me is, for one, to calmly, after that person said they speak piece, to remind them that we can have conversations about these other things, but right now, let's focus on just this so that we can tackle this. Like, let's focus on one thing at a time as opposed to lumping them together, because then neither one of us are going to be able to like keep up with all of the different ping pong balls that are going. Like, let's focus in on one area, go there, and we can come back to those other things that you've mentioned. But for now, let's both of us just agree to focus on this, solve this, get a resolution on this, and then we can go to whatever other issues that you may be having. Another thing I do is, and this works with little kids real well, is to just keep saying, I understand, but this is what happened. And when you keep on just calmly doing that, the person will go through their cycles of anger, but then eventually they usually loop back to that. So it's like staying that calm, just, I understand what you're saying. Like, you want to validate that person's feelings, but you also want to make sure that, hey, I understand that those things may have been frustrating to you, but right now, the issue you brought to me right now was this. So that's what we're talking about now. I understand. And that's that repetition of that calming voice. They might throw their temper tantrum, but now it's not two people going at it. It's one person throwing their temper tantrum without provocation. There's nothing from you to initiate more anger. The anger that they're feeling is just them processing through all of those feelings because they're all over the place themselves still. But you got to sometimes just let people go through that. And you need a calm voice of reason if you are the person that's actually able to be that calm. person. You know what I mean? I can't remember who said it, but a while back I heard somebody a lot smarter than me said, in every argument or conflict, somebody got to be the superhero. There got to be one of y'all that is willing to keep yourself calm so that the whole conversation doesn't go off the rails. And a lot of times, like we get ingrained in that ego of, but I know I'm right. How dare you say that about me? I don't like that. I don't like your tone. I don't like the way you said that. So now it's two people butting heads as opposed to one person beating their head on the wall and the other person just waiting for them to finish it. You know what I mean? So
I'm trying that. I can't wait to. I'm trying that.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna be honest. Some people like to argue, and those people, it may come down to, hey, I understand what you're saying, but if we can't stay on topic now, why don't we table this until later? We'll come back in a little while, and we'll set a time right now that, hey, this is when I would like to come back to this, and we'll go ahead and I'll just let you go ahead and process through what you're feeling, and we'll come back to it. Yeah. You know what I mean? But stay on topic. Like that's the key, man. Like keeping it directed at the real root of what's happening right now, as opposed to all of the other things that should have been said before that are not. That like don't let all of that stuff pile up, because then you're fighting a battle that neither one of y'all can win.
Yep.
Next, something that works for me. Try to find a solution as opposed to dragging the complaints on and on. Sometimes we just keep on complaining about, well, I didn't like it. But somebody has to come to the point of like, okay, I recognize your feelings and I'm sorry for that. But what is a solution that will work for you? And sometimes whoever is the person that is being complained about, like it's like, say, when you have an argument and you're complaining about something I'm doing, it might take me saying, hey, I apologize for that. And this is my solution going forward. Is that something that will work for you? And that sometimes can help that person that's upset. It kind of helps them to say, you know what? Okay, well, they at least try to make amends or solve the problem going forward. And even if that solution don't work for them, it opens up the floor for them to then say, well, no, this is what I would like. This is what I think. And now y'all are now compromising on the solution as opposed to arguing about a complaint.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So try to find a solution and not drag the complaints on and on. Number 5, focus on the actual words the person said instead of how you feel about the issue. A lot of times we hear what we feel as opposed to what the person said. The person might have said, but I don't necessarily think that's a great idea. What we hear is, we're stupid. You think I'm dumb. You second guessing my intelligence. You don't think I'm able to handle this. You don't think I'm capable. But the person said they just don't think that specifically was a good idea. So we got to kind of sometimes make sure that we're focused on just what's being said and not the everything around it. Like, what did you actually say to me? Okay. So I might not like to hear it, but these are the words you use, and now I can actually use the right words come back to that. When you're hearing what you're feeling, you end up coming back with something that makes it, where you're trying to make the other person feel what you feel, because you hurt, so you want them to be pissed. You want them to be hurt. So when you're focusing on their words, their specific words, it gives you an opportunity to then come back with words that actually address what the words they said, as opposed to the feelings that it caused.
That's why I was saying, emotions are your worst enemy sometimes, man. If you're too sad, you become depressed, you get unfocused, you know what I'm saying? And amongst all the other things that go along with depression, you get mad, you become unfocused, you start doing bad decisions, saying things out your mouth that you don't even really mean, stuff like that. Shoot, even if you're too happy, sometimes you be off your guard and something else happens. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say sometimes emotions, man, they be like your main enemy. It might not even be the person you arguing with. It's just your emotions. That's the main person you're fighting against.
Big facts. Big fact. That's even like scientifically proven. Like when your emotional sector of your brain is functioning too much, the intellect has to kind of reroute some of that power that it normally would be using to process to that, which is why they tell athletes don't get too high, too low at a game. They tell boxers don't get angry in the ring, because then your thinking
you lose
is
focus.
not in charge. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So yeah, focus on the wording instead of how you feel about it. The next thing, and this is one that's hard for everybody, but this is something that has to be set up in times of peace. When y'all are good and you and that person, whether it be mom, dad, uncle, grandma, wife, husband, auntie, uncle, like whoever the person is that you're having this conflict with, before when y'all are in a good space, bring up the conversation of what can we do during a conversation of conflict to check each other's body tones and body language. Because a lot of times the tone of voice that's used and the body language is what's really triggering to the other person and makes the person slip into that I'm now hearing what I feel instead of what you said. So like kind of coming up with a system between y'all when y'all are good that you can implement in times of friction. Like, is there a safe word we could use when the other person is making that face that always triggers you? Or is there a safe word that person can use with you? Or is there a signal or a cue that person can use with you when your tone of voice goes into that level where they're going to shut down? Like, kind of come up with those strategies around tone and body language
I got to
before
work
the
on that.
conversation, and then be okay with receiving those checks in that moment. Like, sometimes we get mad because the other person ain't responding to, hey, I don't like that tone. But sometimes it may be our tone too that's off. So sometimes being okay with checking yourself, like, okay, if they're having this tone and this body language, what am I doing that's causing that? What do I need to check? Am I looking angry when I may not necessarily mean to be? Is my confused face more looking like a dismissive face to them? Like, kind of checking your body language and your tone can also be helpful, because a lot of times those methods of communication are coming through louder than the actual voices.
I have a problem with that. I need to work on that.
This is a new one that I personally like, because what I find is it's harder to communicate real fuckery through just text, because you're reading it. It forces the logic part of your brain to kind of kick in because it has to read something. So use technology to text or communicate through a method like Zoom by going into different rooms and using Zoom. That way you can turn your cameras off so you can't see the person's body language. You can mute yourself or each other as need be, to where you don't, like, you can take that second. But it also takes kind of that, like, sometimes when you're face to face, the person's energy almost feeds off on you, and now y'all both like raging bulls. But if you're having that same conversation on the phone, sometimes it doesn't go as far because there's no physical threat there. Sometimes there can be a perceived physical threat in our brain of this person's getting louder. So you automatically tense up yourself, and now things can go left when they don't need to. So, like, use that, get out of the same room with each other and text each other real quick. Like, text each other to have this conversation. Use Zoom, something where you're not face to face, but use technology to your advantage, and to kind of give you that separation so it's not as much in your face animosity. And then last, number 8, be okay going into any conflict with just agreeing to disagree, especially if what you're talking about is something that is completely subjective. Your idea of cleanliness may not be mine. Your idea of being loud may not be mine. Your idea of too much TV may not be mine. So if we're having a conflict, be okay with coming to the issue of, like, hey, you are you, I am me. We may not have to agree on this as long as we can respect each other's boundaries on this. I may not like that you watch TV as much as you do, but hey, how is, like, maybe we can come up with systems where I still get what I need, but I don't infringe upon you being able to just do that. Why do I have to make you come over to my side on every issue, or you make me come over to your side? Like, be okay with sometimes getting to a space where you can just say, you know what? I don't agree, but I respect your right to feel that way. And we don't have to argue about this. Like, we can kind of just, like, is this really worth us not being cool or not having a good mother-son relationship, or father-daughter relationship, or brother relationship, or sister relationship, or spousal relationship? Like, is this issue and us just not agreeing on it worth all of this extra animosity between us? Outside of this issue, we good. Like, there's couples who literally have agreed to disagree on religions. One go to the mosque, one go to the synagogue. Like, and they don't agree ideologically on that. One may be a Republican, one may be a Democrat. They may not agree ideologically, but they're able to say like this, what you think or what your opinion is on this or what your take is doesn't necessarily affect us. More of a personal thing. And sometimes we're arguing about stuff that is something personal to that person. Like, why do I care how you wearing your hair or how what shirt you got on, or like, what are we arguing about here? Like, dress how you want to dress. If you look crazy, you're gonna look crazy. Not me. So why do I need to impress my thoughts and opinions on you? So just be okay with agreeing to disagree. And that's Tiz's top 8 ways to kind of get through and overcome conflicts and conversations and conflicts with loved ones.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try out a couple of them things, whatever.
It ain't foolproof, but I will say I leave less conversations causing extra harm, and I leave more. Let me reverse that. I leave more conversations without increasing harm, and I leave more conversations without feeling like I've been harmed by using these tactics. And I'm still growing my toolkit because, like I said, I'm not an expert on this. This is just stuff that I use, and on this show, even though we be joking about stuff or having our silly moments, like at the end of the day, usually we're trying to give our perspective in hopes that it helps somebody else or that it resonates with somebody else so that they can use that same information and better themselves and build on it. And, we can all become great together. So that's Tiz's top ways to get through hard conflicts with loved ones.
It's good that you brought that up because it's been a couple of things I've been disagreeing with the past couple of weeks.
Yep.
Some things I agree with and some things I disagree with. And that brings it in. A lot of things I agree with is the good, and a lot of stuff that I disagree with is the fuckery. So we back at it with the good and the fuckery today. Yeah. All right. So, in hip hop news, let's see. Now the good thing about it is I like how Meek Mills handled himself in this situation. A lot of people may not have may disagree with
him and Tekashi.
Oh yeah, him and Ratatouille 6ix9ine or whatever.
Yes,
so if y'all don't know, man, and I'm pretty sure y'all know because it's been all over the internet or whatever.
Yes, Twitter
this fool Tekashi 6ix9ine. He came out of nowhere in a parking lot after this club in Miami and just with his phone, it was like, you with security? You with security? You with the cops? You with the cops? Now, mind you, everywhere he has to go, he has to have security. He's an informant. He is a federal informant. It is documented that he is an agent. Judas and Messiah, he was Judas.
Amen.
It was Judas for everybody. He is literally on TV. Does he not know that this was on TV? Went through and they have a whole meme with him going like this, saying Jim Jones, this guy, Snoop Dogg, all of them, just ratting away to get himself out of it. Master Splinter, no disrespect to Master Splinter, man.
I mean,
and to tell you the truth, I feel like the way it looked from my angle, I feel like because he can't go nowhere without security. Because that's an endangerment on himself. There's people waiting for him. It's people waiting for him to be on his own. And nobody would care. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he came out there with his own security and tried to make it look like they were part of Meek Mill's security.
Hell yeah.
Or whatever. And
Meek the dude that was like trying to pull him away, that wasn't Meek security. That was his people's.
And you darn right, Meek Mill should have security. He is a rap star
who wears a lot of jewelry,
and rap, according and a quote from Jim Jones, rap is a dangerous job. Like especially if you rapping street stuff and this, that, and the third or whatever.
And then rappers we done seen shot and killed this past year. You damn sure right.
Cash, yeah. Exactly. Like it was a month. It seemed like a one after every week there was somebody.
Yep.
Like he should have that security. It would make no sense for him not to have security or whatever. Like it's just hypocrisy. Like it's just but we all know why he's doing it. He got to make some kind of money.
And ain't
Like
nobody
because
checking for him right now.
he got to make some kind of money. So the only thing he can do is make some kind of spectacle or
Yep.
whatever,
Yep.
or just to keep him in the news. So when he come out with stuff, they go right into it. The only thing is, and this is I find is the good part of him and his fuckery is that he can make as many spectacles as he want. He's still going to get low sales. And
Yeah,
it happens each time.
that
Like
album with Flopperoonie, that shit went
like
double wood.
first of all, your voice is annoying. I never liked his music. I sit there the first time I saw him and I'm like, who is this fool with
If I want to
these
listen to shit like that, I'll just put in Onyx. At
yo
least they
and I
good.
mean and then it's like, nah, I ain't even gonna disrespect Onyx like that. Like, even though he's using the voice, well, I'm like, at least I believe what the heck he said. Like,
Yeah.
I believe Sticky Fingers and his cockeyed did the things that he said in his raps. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Sticky seemed pretty official to me.
yeah, yeah. Like,
I agree. Yeah. Yeah.
but him, no, it's like, dog, we literally, you're saying all this stuff that is the complete opposite of your behavior in your
Documented
songs.
behavior.
But
Complete opposite.
I do realize his fan base is just like him or whatever. I saw one YouTuber, I like I forgot his name. It's Deshaun Wiltshire or whatever. He literally pulled it up and then he looked through the comments of the people that would agreeing with 6ix9ine, and they all look like a 6ix9ine.
Ah,
They're all some
birds of a
goofy,
feather.
they're all some goofy looking suburban or whatever that look like, like this is a bunch of colors in their head, goofy as heck, Not a
His
I know
kindred
Riff,
spirits.
yeah, like they all look like they would do some stupid stuff on camera just to get on, pretty much. We all know 6ix9ine's a goofball. He's a trash human being, and we'll just leave it at that or
I think
whatever.
one thing you said that I like though, agreed, is Meek Mill definitely played it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Because that could have went left.
Yep.
Some other rapper who may not have been as experienced in the game and just may not have had as much to lose as Meek. They might have just went ahead and went at him just off the cloud or just off the fact that like they felt disrespected. You know what I mean? You run up on a King Von or somebody like that, that shit could have went left, or one of them rappers that be packing, Rondo and his crew, like NBA YoungBoy, like that shit would have went up real fast. So like
I've seen like
that's
Lil
that's that's
Baby.
Meek showing his maturity and just the fact that like he's understanding the game now. He's understanding like how to recognize real threats as opposed to somebody who's trying to get him to do something. So then he ends up in court or he, what I'm saying, goes backwards. So I appreciated Meek kind of just being like, you know what, man, like this dude is a clown. I ain't about to sit there and put my hands on him or none of that.
He learning them Hove lessons.
Yep.
That's what that is. He learned them Hove lessons. I will say that and I need to look more into this dude, but that dude Whack 100 or whatever,
Oh
he
yeah,
was talking junk about him.
That's game manager and stuff.
Yeah, like I feel like he's just one of the,
he got hit by Mike Tyson on the interview.
Hey, I don't blame you. I'm just saying, like you, like that should give you a clue right there, because Mike is on some peaceful stuff. Like you know what I'm saying. Like correct yourself. I feel like he's one of them people that want to be famous, but don't have the talent or whatever.
Yeah,
so
he
he's using the management.
too. Like, but I definitely think
that don't surprise me
much, man. Like he be way like, and there's a lot of gangsters out there in LA. But I noticed most of them, like most of the real gangsters I noticed don't be like real rah-rah all the time. They had those quiet moments where they just like, all right, I see you. Okay. But every time I see him, he's arguing with somebody.
Yeah, because real gangsters got real stuff that they don't want other people to know about, and they don't need that spotlight on them. They don't need it. That's going to make the block hot for them. So I don't know too much about him to be saying too much about him.
His gang credentials.
Yeah,
I'm gonna question his
I'm never going to question anybody's. I ain't that guy person. I mean, I'm from Portsmouth, Virginia, and that's a street area, whatever. But I'm a nerd, and I'm the first one to say I'm not going to be claiming like I'm the most gangster person in the world or whatever. I'm a man, I'm going to defend myself as a man, but I ain't going to try to prove. I don't got nothing to prove to nobody, pretty much.
Big facts.
All right. But all right, from one trash human being to another trash human being. Or whatever. And this just came in today. Now, I'm not the one to wish death on anybody and in general, and peace out to the loved ones. But this one person, I'm not going to get no sympathy from me. But Rush Limbaugh has passed away at age 70.
Who?
Rush Limbaugh.
Oh, hell. Yeah.
Yeah, they ain't gonna get no sympathy.
I heard about that earlier. I'm gonna say this.
Mm-hmm.
Never gonna wish death on anybody because you can't come back from that.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this is the first death of this year that I've heard about as far as a famous person where I was like, I could see God coming to inflict that karma. Like I felt like this was a justified. Like I understand.
Long overdue kind of song.
Like you spew that kind of toxic hatred and just bullshit for so long, like that stuff is going to eventually manifest in your body. And he got exactly what he dished out for years. So God bless his family because I know they struggling through it. And again, I don't wish death on nobody, but I understand.
Now, because this guy's been doing it for a long time. He's been like, as a child, I knew that he was a trash human being. Yeah. Like this is in the 90s, you know what I'm saying?
Been hearing his name since we was little.
Like he is basically was the poster child for media racism. Like he was he's the Fox News before Fox News. He was probably the grandfather of Fox News, to tell you the truth.
A lot of them dudes on Fox News got their inspiration from him.
His
platform, absolutely. I agree.
I can't even
all them dudes, Glenn Beck,
Tucker Carlson, but
all them dudes. Yeah.
Tucker Carlson is an idiot though. He just looked like an idiot. Like I don't everything he said, he'll have people up there that he's trying to disagree with, and they make him look stupid every single time.
Hair like that, it's not a lot under that hair.
And it's somebody else, and I can't think of the dude's name. And he's famous, but I don't even really care enough to even bring him up. But he's like Rush Limbaugh Part 2 or whatever. Was it
Alex Jones?
Not Alex Jones,
Bill
but he's
O'Reilly.
crazy. Bill O'Reilly, yes, that guy or whatever. But he forget him. But all right. So to explain even further for people that may not be familiar with Rush Limbaugh, because it was like a long time ago when he was really like that. These are a few of the fuckeries that he has said. Quote, and I quote, "You're a foreigner, you shut your mouth or you get out."
Xenophobia.
Blacks are 12% of the population. Who the hell cares?
Racism.
Let stupid and unskilled Mexicans do that work.
Xenophobia and racism.
Have you ever noticed how all composite pictures of wanted criminals look like Jesse Jackson?
Stupid.
Yeah.
Just stupid.
Holocaust, 90 million Indians, only 4 million left. They all have casinos. What's complained about?
Nationalism, racism, imperialism.
Feminism was established so as to allow unattractive women easier access to mainstream of society.
Feminism.
So sexism.
Sexism, chauvinism. Yeah, chauvinism. Yep.
If any race of people should not have guilt about slavery, it's Caucasians. Yeah. Take that bone out of your nose and call me back. Women still live longer than men because their lives are easier.
What the
It,
hell?
the NAACP, the NAACP should get a liquor store and practice robberies. We need segregated buses. And I ask you, do you think you're going to get any sympathy for me? There's probably a fiery pit somewhere for him right now. He should be, as I believe, a friend that I know named Sean said in a quote that he's probably on that waiting list on purgatory to get his designated pit right now.
Yeah, something is going to be ripping his body apart for eternity.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, like you can't spew that type of hate all the time and be like, oh yeah. If you believe in a heaven or a happy afterlife or a happy reincarnation or whatever the case, like
karma in general, but
whatever you believe in, it ain't good for him after this. Like he will be judged at some point.
And I take this as a sign, and I've been taking a lot of things as a sign that things are slowly changing and America is finally getting the karma that they gotten that America deserves. And in general, like I feel like right now, if you look at politicians, they are starting to look more nervous. You know, more of the citizens are more aware of the BS that they pull and everything. So I'm kind of taking this as January 6th. That was the first sign.
That opened a lot of people's eyes. This past year, since the start of the protests against police brutality and defund police and all of these different movements, since the start of that all the way up until now to the insurrection, I feel like a lot of people who were asleep politically and socially, they were waking up because a lot of stuff was on their front doorstep for the first time.
You can't avoid it now. It's right in front of your face.
Right. It's like we've seen Bloody Sunday every other month for a while now. So I think a lot of people, just like in the 60s when Bloody Sunday happened, that was a lot of white people's first time and even knowing that, oh, that's how people be getting treated. Because white people in certain areas that just had never even knew that was a thing down south or knew that was a thing in LA or in Chicago or New York. They didn't know that it was happening. So to see it on TV in your face, I think this past year, it's woken a lot of people up.
The miseducation of America is changing. It's a lot of white folk that don't even know about their own history. Let alone they know the ideal Barney and Friends happy-go-lucky American history where they're waving flags and stuff like that. But they don't know too much about their history because you're not even supposed to. They're waving flags. They got flags for shirts. They got flags for pants, flags for bandanas. And it says that you're not even supposed to do that with the flag. That's disrespecting the flag.
Yep.
In general. But
kind of goes back to that thing we were talking about last week when you were talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene and a lot of people who claim to be so political and so rah USA don't know the basic tenets of the country. They don't know the basic laws, constitutional rights. A lot of them couldn't even tell you what the amendments are in the Bill of Rights. A lot of them just don't know at all. They just follow blindly.
Yeah, man. What's that dude on Daily News that we always talk about? Kepper.
Jordan Kepper.
Jordan Kepper.
Jordan Kepper.
He always have a segment where he's proving that these people don't know nothing about their own country.
Well, I'll share my emails with you. What did you say?
You read the whole Constitution?
Sure, that's buddy.
I mean, it's pretty short. It's pretty concise. But
not very long at all.
Let me go ahead and continue with the fuckery and the good and the fuckery. All right. So this is one thing that kind of pissed me off.
Okay.
And Kevin on stage talked about it. Patrick Cloud talked about it or whatever. But
My
it
guys,
is.
Kev on stage.
It's a saw this video that said tips on dating a black man, and it was by this white girl
Yep.
with a black man. And now she's from Iceland, so she's ignorant or whatever, but that's still no excuse because there's Google in general. And it was the most tone deaf, like it made me think, like, do you even really love that black man, or you just like, excuse me, black dick? I feel like that's what it is. I think you just like black dick. Because if you really love a man, you would be more, you know, like you'd be more empathetic to the situation he's brought up in. And like the first thing she said that triggered me, and she's absolutely right when she said it, is just she's tone deaf when she said, and she starts off like this: for some reason. If you start off with "for some reason," you're already in the wrong, pretty much. All right. Maybe you need to find that reason before you open your goddamn mouth.
Well, you
in general. For some reason, black men are sensitive about their culture. And the words of Kev's stage, maybe because when we brought here, we were stripped from our culture. We were told our culture was demonic, and that we have totally lost all history and knowledge of our culture coming over here.
Yeah,
so now that we
hold on to what we do
have an identity.
And that culture's been demeaned for hundreds of years. So yes, we're sensitive about it because we've been told our culture ain't shit, as we watch people steal our culture for hundreds of years.
And literally built their culture on our culture. We made everything. You think you made country music? No, we made country music.
Rock and roll.
You think you made rock and roll? No, we made rock and roll. Elvis is a copycat of Little Richard.
Come on, man.
Like
Chuck Berry too.
I saw a YouTube video the other day, and it was a white man that basically told us that we as black people have created civilization. Period.
Yeah. And the funny part is, back in the day, like European countries would or European empires would give us credit. Like back in Greece, you got who was it, Plato or somebody, who was writing about, how their philosophers and teachers had to go down to Ethiopia and Egypt to learn to learn basic everything, so that they could then bring it back to Greece and teach their people. And they would talk about how stuff was shining like the diamonds in the Ethiopia's ear, talking about the riches and the wealth that Africa had. So it's only in this more recent history that we've been whitewashed and made to feel like we ain't the shit. But we've been doing this shit forever. You don't have baseball if you don't have, what is it, Kurt, El Omaha. If you don't have Dambe boxing and ancient sports like that, you don't get to the point where you got MMA. If you don't have Savika, you don't have bullfight. If you don't have Imhotep, that's who it is. Imhotep. Motherfucker was an engineer, the first physician. He was an artist. He was coming up with complex calculations. He was a scholar. He was all of these amazing things. He was a religious, this dude was the first Renaissance man before the Renaissance was even a twinkle in the world's eye. We've been doing this, bro.
When they say Black history is American history, no, Black history is world history.
Absolutely.
You wouldn't even have history if it was us, because we the one that made all those classes in the first place. So whatever, believe you'd be mad.
The first libraries.
Exactly.
You couldn't study the history of the world without coming to Africa to go to the libraries that were there.
So put the science into it, because Africa's in the middle of the earth and the first place that the sun hits. So if the sun is the thing that brings life to the earth. So where would the first humans be? Logically. Now, mind you can't be mad.
It's a reason that melanin works how it does.
So reason why some of y'all have to get melanin shots.
Like
And
literally, the further away from the original source, like deep dark pigmentation was the first color of humans because they lived closer to the equator, so they had to have those melanin to protect them from UV light. As people migrated away from that, you got lighter pigmentations because the need for that melanin was a lot less the further you got away from the equator and the further you got into colder climates. So like literally you can trace all the way back, just follow the melanin. It'll lead you right back to the source every time.
and being that we made this history and we are for like 400 years was told that we had nothing to do with that and we didn't make anything. Yes, we're sensitive. If you did something for somebody and they said that, no, you didn't do that for me, you would be mad too. And that's what
Absolutely.
made me
Especially if
mad
you
about,
gave them quality craftsmanship.
yeah. And that's what made me mad about her because I know as a woman, there is something that there is
Yep.
something that she is sensitive about.
Yep, that you don't get credit for around the house, that you would cuss him out if he forgot to
Exactly.
mention that you did it. If you didn't
Exactly.
mention that you was the one that take care of the house and made sure that he got his student loan or made or was there to support him through whatever he was trying to do, or you was the one that was bringing home the bacon in some cases, let you forget to give that white lady some credit for something. He ain't gonna hit the end of it. But you wonder why he's sensitive about his culture. He's been basically told that he ain't done nothing.
And any race would be sensitive about their culture. If you
Their culture.
go to India and you tell them what they're doing is wrong, and I
Hell
think that's
yeah.
called ethnocentrism or
Yep.
whatever.
Go ahead. Look at you bringing out terms.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, my mom's a teacher, man. Mom's a teacher. If if you go to India and you say, "Hey, everything y'all doing is wrong" or whatever, let me eat this burger, which y'all find right in front of you, and y'all find cows sacred or whatever, they'll look at you crazy. If you go
Yep.
to Japan, you go to China, and you say all this stuff that they believe in, whether it's Shinto or Buddhism or whatever,
Uh-huh.
is wrong, they're gonna look at you crazy. If
Absolutely.
if you are Christian, and I and you don't have to test this, if you a Christian
Boy.
and you tell a Christian that none of that stuff is real, ima- just imagine how many Bible verses you're going to get smacked in the face with that day. So
Immediately.
immediately. So don't even go there. So let me get back to her or whatever. I went in a rabbit hole. I actually saw that she has a YouTube video. She has multiple videos about this subject, and each video is just as tone deaf as the last one. And what really pissed me off is not even her. It's the simple fact that that dude is just sitting there like, yup, yup, like get out, like yup,
Black
yeah.
men are starting to lose their spines.
Now I ain't gonna put it on black men, because this I already know what type of dude this is or whatever.
Certain men, period. Let me
He
correct that. You're right.
because she asked him like, how come you only dated white women or whatever, and you can look at him and you can see why. You can look right at him and you can see why or whatever, because now he probably would reply back like, as the black woman probably run over him or whatever, but you can't even use that as an excuse because that white woman is running you over on video.
Because she's saying that shit and you sitting there, yes, man. Yeah.
Yo, the disrespectful stuff that she said, for some reason, I'm from Iceland and we just say, we just call our parents and everything by their name. Well, you're not in Iceland no more. You're in America. So she feels she has a whole video of how to react with black parents. It's the most disrespectful shit in the world.
Yeah, you
And I'm
call a
like,
black parent by their first name. You better throw a Mr. or Miss on the front of that.
I will smack you. You know what I'm saying?
Something. Yeah.
I will smack you. Like,
I wish my son would call me by my damn name.
and that's just it. It's like he lost his balls or something. She got him trapped up, and that's why I say that I don't even think you
They call it cuckold.
exactly.
He's cuckolded.
Exactly.
Like the
He
man in
just
the Great Gatsby book.
you said
Cuckolded man.
she's like, for some reason, black men are sensitive about the culture. And then here you come to the side. I'm not sensitive. Ooh, you want a cookie? What do you want? You want a special prize? I literally wanted. I'm not a person that employs violence unless I'm watching an action movie or drawing stuff, or it's UFC, or okay, maybe I do a little bit, but but I wanted to jump in my phone through that YouTube vid with a flying fist to his face, like you stupid, like get your balls back, bro. Man. Be a man.
Yeah.
Like I look. I'm not the one. How to say? I'm not the one. I'm not against interracial dating at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm not against it at all. Like I've dated Spanish women. I've dated Asian women. And I love my black women. My mom's black. His mom is black. I don't understand him. So I'm not against it at all. But if that girl doesn't seem like she's gonna be right there in the front line with you, then that's not the white woman you should have.
Yeah, we don't need no more pacifists on our hand. We need people that are gonna be allies because the struggle is real. We need a rainbow coalition, like Fred Hampton was talking. Like we can't. If you're gonna be with us and you from another race, you got to be down to go through our shit.
Yeah, and
be there.
And I'm gonna say this. Yeah, and I'm gonna say this right now. Like, black people are the first one in the front line defending other races.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah. Whatever we go through, everything that you go through as another race, we already been through it. And we're going to go through it first. Yep. With the coronavirus, they say it's an uprising of Asian just discrimination in general. We've been through that.
And by the people that y'all be calling to actually come help y'all, them same people come on the scene and harass us worse. Or beat us worse.
So, like, what side do you think? Because at the end of the day, and I might be going on a tangent, and I'm gonna go with his advice and go back to the topic. But that shit pissed me off when I saw that, like that was
a very cringe-worthy.
I triggered.
Just like, come on, bro.
So triggered, like, so head cracked, like, dog, like, what's wrong with you? Like, you're get out. You're definitely get out, or whatever. But I won't get on that.
Camera in his face.
I won't get on that, but there was nothing good about that. The only thing good about that was Kev on stage and Patrick Cloud joking on him. And YouTube and TikTok, they said, I think they made a video about TikTok is mad at us. Yeah, they should be. The whole world should be. Whatever. You stupid bitch.
in this time and age, like, you got to be a little more aware in what you're saying, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, you got to kind of think it out a little bit more and have some type of something to go with that. Like, if you're going to make a statement like that, then have something that you about to drop, or some facts to back it up, or some data or something. But you can't just be talking about somebody else's culture like that.
And I hope you're going to continue I hope you continue to get that check as a YouTuber, because after this, I don't think you're going to get no job anywhere else, man, because we're going to put you on Front Street.
I mean that.
All right, this is my last fuckery.
Come on with it.
Or whatever. It's been more fuckery than good, it seemed like, on this, but
that's all right. The world is
the good is the impeachment trials is over, and y'all can go back to y'all regularly scheduled programs. The fuckery is it didn't do nothing like it before, and the Democratic Party is weak. The Democratic Party is weak, and right there, and my target for this is Nancy Pelosi. I'm going to tell you why. I say this.
Mitch, now we're gonna get on Nancy. I like.
And then we're gonna get right on Nancy right here, because, like I said before, when we got before we got Biden in the office, and right after, we need to be on their neck.
Yeah.
Nancy Pelosi has been numerous times on video said that we need to get Trump out, but we need a strong Republican Party. Stop right there. No, we don't. Yeah. The Republican Party has been strong Period. Even when they don't
They
have
need
a
to get rid of the
president.
damn parties.
Yes. Even when they don't have a president in office, they still run everything. Obama couldn't do nothing his
Yeah,
whole
that's big
8 years.
facts. Yeah.
Like, black people,
Yeah.
we may be mad. We may be mad at Obama because he wasn't able to do a lot of things that we thought he was going to do and everything. But a lot of the main reason because of that is because the whole legislative branch was mostly Republican or
Yeah.
whatever. Because now
They
we just
stonewalled them at every chance they got.
everything that he could do, pretty much.
Yeah.
So, like, that's why I feel some type of way when I hear about like Obama ain't do nothing. He didn't do nothing because he's only one person against the whole Republican Party, and his party is weak, and it's so weak that they say they are bowed down to their opposition, saying they want them to be a strong party. Now, the reason why I feel like Nancy Pelosi is saying that is because her donors are probably Republican and she is good as fundraising and she doesn't want those donors to go against her. She wants to be able to keep those donors that are still Republican, that like Republicans because they still want those tax breaks.
Oh yeah,
So,
call a money man up there.
and that's why I keep saying we need to get all these old politicians out.
Yes. Get these old farts out of here.
If they ain't
Out of
updated,
here.
if they can't go into their computer and flip a PDF file on their own, they need to go. Okay? All right.
Right.
Like they all need to go. Like if you were born in 1930, you shouldn't be making decisions for 2021. Like if you were
You too set in your ways at that point.
like your way of thinking doesn't even is not even compatible with the time.
Yeah.
Like you 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 it's like a person that buys a regular TV and want Netflix. That's what these politicians are. Like, why can't I get Netflix? I'm mad I can't get Netflix. Whatever. You have a regular TV.
You got an old
That's
humpback.
why.
You don't even have the connections to connect to this.
You
don't have
the
an
worst.
HDMI cord, sir.
I don't like internet, but I want Netflix. You one of them. They need to go. They're outdated or whatever. Yeah. Like you wouldn't buy a old hoopty or whatever. Most people don't like old cars unless
you're in the classics.
And unless and with classics, they still update it with the maintenance. They keep updating the maintenance. That's how they become and stay classics or whatever. Yeah. Even those, you know who's a classic? I would call him a classic lowrider. That's Bernie Sanders.
Oh my God,
he's a classic.
Bernie. Oh, yeah, Bernie.
But Mitch and Nancy,
Big Mittens.
or whatever, they're like a Model T. They're like a Model T running on
cranking up in front of the car.
Oh, yeah, and they just burning up gas, trying to get whatever money out of people so they can keep running because they're career politicians. They get their career politicians. They get a raise each year, and like I said before, if I do a horrible job at my job, I'm going to get fired. I'm not going to get a raise. They are doing
suspended. I mean,
they are doing.
Suspended. Yeah.
They're doing a crap job. Like even if you're not doing a bad job, if you're doing the bare minimum, you could still get fired because there's probably other people that are doing above and beyond.
You ain't gonna get no raise.
They're doing a crap job, and they're still with healthcare. So yeah, people get these people out of office, man. I vote all the time. Like I know some of our black people say voted at.
Get rid of the farts. Hashtag freedom jeans.
That's what they are. They some old pair of Umar jeans.
They
need to go
in the bullshit, man.
And they need to go. And so that was the good of the fuckery. And
good one this week, man. I enjoyed that one.
And then this leads off into my next topic, which is more fuckery or whatever. As y'all know,
it's the episode of fuckery.
just all fuckery.
The fuckery
As
episode.
as y'all know, Judas and Messiah came out or whatever.
Yes.
Along with it,
Yes.
that soundtrack or whatever. I still haven't listened all the way through.
Yeah, man.
And the main reason why I haven't been able to listen all the way through is because I'm still stuck on that Nipsey Hussle and Jay-Z song. It's just classic. It's grown man music.
Hove is that nigga.
It's grown man music, which leads to me. I was on Facebook and I saw a post, and the post pissed me off. The post pissed me off because it had nothing to do with nothing. As you know, in the song, Jay-Z has this line, and it says, what do you say up there? You let them crackers storm your Capitol, but they put their feet on your desk. Man, I need to go back to rapping because I could have said this a lot better. You let them crackers storm your Capitol, put their feet up on your desk, and yet you talking tough to me. I lost all my little respect. Which fits because he's basically talking about Nancy Pelosi. Like I said, weak Democrats. Weak Democrats. It all ties in.
You preaching now, brother.
Survey
says there is no lie detected here.
Mm-hmm. So I'm on Facebook. I'm scrolling, and then something pops up or whatever. And in this post, they said, "I wonder if Jay-Z will be held to the same standard and ridicule as that country singer." In quotations, them crackers. Hashtag. I think not. Just saying. The country singer they're talking about is this guy named Morgan Wallen. And evidently, Morgan Wallen, he's in the country. I don't listen to country music or whatever because I get PTSD thinking about country music because all I hear right now is trucks and Confederate flags when I hear country music. That's all I see. Now, one of these days, maybe I'll get over that PTSD, but nah, the January 6th add on to that PTSD. And I'm pretty sure they had country music in the background when they stormed it. So
yeah. They had a lot going on.
So Morgan Wallen was caught saying the N-word. Now, the way he said it, he was actually drunk with his friends.
Who was this?
And Morgan Wallen is this country music singer. Evidently, in the country music word, he's evidently the hot. I saw an article. He's the hottest new country music singer, or whatever, in the country music world. So Morgan Wallen is the new Billy Ray Cyrus. I don't know. Okay. I'm probably wrong about that too. So better. But
that name just sounds racist. I'm sorry.
No
offense, but that name just sounds like. Now all I hear is.
Now mind you, he did not say the N-word to an actual black person. He was talking to one of his friends, from what I'm understanding, and he was saying, "You pussy ass motherfucker," and they called him you nigger. And I'm like, I haven't seen the video, so I'm not sure if his friend was black or not, but
right.
I heard it because they were talking about it.
Why are you so comfortable using it though?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna lead to. That's what I'll lead to. And then it's not like he's saying nigga with the A. And that still would make me
ER on there.
Yeah, and I feel like he put that hard ER in there because he can't help it. His southern drawl, and he's been around so many white people so long that he probably he can't help but say it with that hard ER or whatever. Long term, so he got ridiculed throughout, the social medias and media in general. That he got dropped from his label and everything. Now, I'm going to address this. The reason why Jay-Z is not can say whatever he wants, in general, I'm going to say, as far as music label terms, is because he owns himself musically. Like he has more pull. He's not the artist. He's the industry. He has that power. He built, he's in his career, he's done the work and everything that he needs to do so he can have that freedom and control to say whatever he wants to, you know. And I'm actually going to say what I actually replied back on that.
I'm gonna say,
I mean,
like, shit, fuck that. Like, at the end of the day, too, cracker doesn't have the same connotation or negative, long-lasting stigma that nigga has on it. Like, that's cracker wasn't used in a term to rape your mother or castrate your father or kill your people or brutalize your people. Nigger has been used in that way toward our people for hundreds of years. So you gotta understand, it's a false equivalence to even try to say like it's the same, or to try to make that point. Nah.
That term cracker actually brought me back to what we were talking about earlier, that some white people don't even know their own history. Cracker, the reason why they call white people cracker is because when they crack the whip, that's the sound it makes.
Come on now.
So that's not even an insult.
Now.
That's not even an insult at all. Nigger is an insult. You can look it up in the dictionary.
The definition of it is insulting. Regardless of before you add the racial overtones on it, it's already an insult.
And somebody actually put that on the post, and she's like, I never even heard that. I'm a white person. I never even heard that. I know because you were learned. Yes.
If you don't know, don't say it. Or admit when you're saying this, look, I may be ignorant to this. I may need to be taught, and then say your statement. But don't say no shit out there like you're an expert on it, and you're literally the first couple of comments and sitting there schooling on some shit. Oh, I didn't know.
All I saw was all lives matter responses. Like I'm against all hatred. I'm against all hatred. I'm against all that. Like, nah, man, we've been peacefully protesting for 50 years. We've been peacefully in coexistence dealing with barbaric treatment for past 500 years. Yep. I've said this before. You can't go up to a person and say fuck you and expect that person to hug you back.
Yeah.
You can't. Yeah. That's not. So this is my reply. I said, Jay and any black person has the divine right to call a racist anything we choose until someone builds a time machine and erase 500 years of us being silenced, mistreated, killed, tortured while we built this country that we never get credit for building. That's the only way that's a double standard. The USA has never rectified its 500 years of crimes against humanity. So what you've seen is America finally beginning to see its karma. I'm tired of people making excuses and giving sympathy for those Capitol invaders that came with Confederate flags and Nazi flags. And when we get shot with no gun on our person by a cop, the first thing the media do is take that victim's humanity away from them and demonize them. If you're not racist and you're white, he is not talking about you. So what's the issue?
Correct. Well,
what's the issue?
Shit, I don't have nothing to say after that. That was exactly what what they said. It's the truth for me.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
You put that, that was, you said everything that should have been said right there, Pat.
It's a false comparison and it's reaching, and I'm like, why do white folks want to be oppressed so bad?
Because
it's not fun.
Anything somebody else do, they want to take it. They want to capitalize off oppression now. Now they want to be the victim. No, anybody did nothing to you.
It's but not your own fun.
People. You did something to each other, but we ain't do nothing to you.
We
didn't ask to be stripped from our land. We didn't ask for our culture to be taken. We didn't ask for you to press your religion on us. We didn't ask for you to brutalize, kill, rape, maim, and torture us for all these years. We don't ask to be shot. We don't ask for you to ridicule our culture and laugh at us and the things that we have to do out of the oppression that you put us under. And then you take those things and commercialize all of them. We didn't ask for any of this. And to this day, black people still are peaceful. We still out here like, we could go the fuck off if we wanted to and be completely justified. And we
Mhm.
still sitting here trying to talk to y'all like some civil people. What is wrong with y'all? Y'all need melanin. That's what's wrong.
Now, mind you,
Y'all ain't right.
I'm not talking about the white people that's actually on our side as good people
No, we're
in
talking about
general.
these ones that are still ignorant at this point. Like, there's a lot of good allies from all races that are down with us and they see our struggle and they actually understand and get it. And they may not be able to empathize with us, but they're definitely able to sympathize with us and stand with us, and they're not with it either. But when we talk about these racist crackers, which is what they are, still with that overseer mentality, they gotta be called out. They gotta be like they don't get to rewrite history and rewrite the rules. No, you fucked us over. So if we want to call you what you are, deal with it. We've dealt
I'm
with it
s-
for
I'm
500 years without any provocation.
I'm sorry. Some of them may be your cousins. I'm sorry that some of them may be your grandfather, your father, your mother, your aunt, your sister, your brother, or whatever. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They still crackers. I'm
You
sorry.
can't
I'm
tell
not
somebody
sorry.
else
Actually,
how to react to disrespect.
I'm
We
not
get the right
sorry
to
at
react
all.
however we feel because
I'm
you
I'm
put us in
I
that
will,
position.
I'm lying my tail off. I'm not sorry at all. I'm not, or whatever. Because if it if if I had a cousin and or whatever, he's out here doing crazy stuff and or whatever, he's robbing, killing people or whatever, he's doing whatever, and he gets caught and it's on the news or whatever. I I can't make no excuses for him.
No,
I
hell no.
can't.
We ain't about to justify no bullshit either.
Exactly. So
But
why can't you do that with them?
come
Like,
on, man, preach that
it don't
good
make
word.
any sense. Like
Pat, you on one tonight, boy.
um,
You are firing
I
on
don't
all
get it.
cylinders, champ.
We're not taking your jobs. You're saying they coming over. I hear people talking about the Indian people taking all our jobs and stuff. No, they're not, because those Indian people are going to schools and they got to go to the highest quality schools so they can even make it to America. And
Big fact.
your country is not a doctor.
Yeah, yeah.
So no, we're not. We're not taking the jobs. And if we are getting jobs or whatever, 9 times out of 10, we're getting paid lower than our white counterparts.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's not
So
even close.
there's no excuse. There's no justification. There's nothing of that. Like, kill that noise. Like, it's done. Like, it don't make any sense. Like, you can't. We're hitting you with logic and facts over and over
It's no
again.
longer okay for you to play ignorant. You got to either be an anti-racist or you're against. Like, you're either with us and we all together, or you're against us, and that's
It's
period. And it's no way around that at this point. There's no
it's
excuses no more.
it's so pitiful now, because they even we hit on with logic and facts, and they so against the logic and facts that's in. They even brought up another term called alternative facts. There's no such thing as alternative facts. It's facts or it's bullshit.
When
It's
you are
fiction.
unintelligent and you lack basic critical thinking and reasoning skills, you're always going to go to what's easiest for you, which is to make yourself feel better as opposed to actually deal with the issue. Because if you deal with the issue, you know you're not actually mentally able to deal with the issue. Your brain doesn't even fire on that wavelength.
Cognitive dissonance. When you get
Mm-mm.
some new information that disagrees with everything that you've been taught before, and you feel that tension, and it's in your
Boy, you
head
are preaching that good word
or
tonight, sir.
whatever. America is cognitive dissonance all day,
Yes. Yes.
all day, because we
Yes.
present you with facts all the time. I know you feel it because you can see it. You can see it teetering in their head, like,
Yeah.
he's right. He's right. They probably, when they listen to this, they probably say, "Oh, why is that nigga so right?"
But the
Or
thing
whatever.
is, when you admit you're wrong,
Hmm?
there's a inherent obligation that goes with that to then make it right. And that's the part that scares them, because if they admit that they are wrong, if they admit that they've been wrong for holding these barbaric and archaic ideologies for all this time, then what do they then have to do after that to make it right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the scary part for them.
Mm-hmm.
They want to get away with it without having to feel bad for it. They want to get away with it without having to be actually accountable for what's happened. So they know we right a lot of times, but sometimes, you know, they want to get around it and not address it or act like it's not there, because then they don't have to have them nightmares at night about what the history states.
Mm-hmm. Nightmare, the fear of a black planet. And then, you know, this culture, for some reason, it's a culture. This culture is so, being dumb is cool in this culture.
Yeah.
And it's always been that way. It's like, look at the media. Just look at the characters you see on TV and cartoon characters. Like, everybody's a Johnny Bravo, man. They like some cool
Aesthetic,
dude, but dumb as
it looks
bricks.
cool outside, but nothing there.
Nothing there, man.
Yep.
It's Instagram models, like, just our past president. Like, it's just, for some reason, it's cool to be dumb.
Yeah.
And then when they get caught up on they can't, like, they just make up another lie. I'm gonna stop because I'm gonna go on a whole nother rant. I told, man, this shit just be pissing me off, man.
You've been on fire tonight, sir. Like, you, again, survey says no lies detected here, man. You are speaking that good truth to power, man. And that's I have no issues with it, my brother.
Stupid motherfuckers make me mad. I can't. Make me mad.
You own it. You are hitting on all cylinders, man. But yeah, guys, keep up with our conversation. Let's continue this conversation in the comments below. Do you agree with us? Do you think that we're incorrect? What are your thoughts and opinions? What does your data say? What do you feel about it? If you're a person of another race, what do you feel on this? Like, what is your perspective? Let's keep the conversation going in the comments on all platforms, man. We are really enjoying interacting with our listeners, our viewers. It really fun. Brightens up my day every time I get a notification of a new comment, because that's a chance to share my perspective with a new person, but also learn another person's perspective, which in the end just makes me a better person, because I'm able to not just stay within my own brain, which is a lot of the issue with these people who are stuck in these old mindsets. They're so stuck in their own brain, they're unwilling to learn about other perspectives outside of their own. They just want to keep reinforcing their opinion, as opposed to being open to, well, maybe there's more I can add on to my opinion, or maybe I even need to switch my opinion, because maybe I don't have all of the facts together. So, like, we got to be willing to just continue this dialogue and just learn from one another, man. That's really the key, is just for us.
And it's not cool to be dumb, man. It's not cool to be dumb. Let's kill that. If we can kill that, then we probably we could solve a lot of problems, man.
And when we say
lot
dumb,
of these,
not school smart, not necessarily saying you had to have the best grades in school, or you had to graduate. What we're saying is seeking out more knowledge to make yourself a more learned person. So like, even if you dropped out in the 8th grade, if you've taken the time to still learn how to read better, read more books to enhance your knowledge, sometimes you may be more intelligent than the person that's been through the actual normal academic route, because you're not as socialized. You've been allowed to open yourself up to way more stuff than what might have been force fed to you otherwise. So like, we can't be out here being dumb sheeple, lemmings off the cliff. Like, we have to be able to critically think, because that's how we actually are able to have the dialogues necessary to push humanity forward. Not just us as a Black race, but that's first. But then as humanity, like, how do we get from where we are right now to a place where we can actually live in harmony with one another and this world? And it starts with just basic critical thinking and like being willing to learn. Don't be a dummy. Don't be a dummy.
Yeah, because y'all,
that's not a cool fad. That's not.
They're gonna be lost when the aliens come and just.
Yep. And you're gonna have to open your brain, otherwise they're gonna open it and eat it. Well, man, as we speak about unity a little bit here as we ending off, man, I did want to take a second. We started this last week, but I feel like it's just a good idea to keep it going and keep on supporting our people. So for the Black Business of the Week, I want to shout out the Butterfly Effect. That's DAA Butterfly Effect. The website is daa-be.com. And basically, they are a self-owned, black-owned printing company, and they can literally they make custom anything. So if you want custom sneakers, if you want custom print hoodies, if you want stuff with your logos on it, if you want stuff that has whatever, if you can design it, they can create it and bring it to life for you. That's the Butterfly Effect, daa-be.com on Instagram, all caps. It's at daa_be_. But their stuff is dope. My homeboy, one of my best friends, Bo, he be rocking the clothes. And when I tell you, like, it looked like something you buy at the store, like, I was like, oh, who is that? He was like, well, yeah, these my peoples. You know what I mean? But it's official tissue. Go to the website, check them out on Instagram. They can literally put anything on anything. So if you got some ideas out there, or you're starting a new brand, or you need some shirts for that company picnic, or you just want to have some new fresh gear that's one of one that everybody don't have, like that you can say that this is a real exclusive, the Butterfly Effect, man, can hook you up. And I think it's real dope because she named the company the DAA. The reason it's not DA, it's DAA is she named it after her 3 sons. So I thought that was just real dope, and just, support Black businesses, man. Like, the only way we can grow and really get a real voice is if we start with that economic piece, man, and supporting each other and supporting good quality Black businesses. I think that is key to making sure those businesses grow, thrive, and then we're able to build off of that momentum and continue that progress in other sectors. So the Butterfly Effect, go check them out, man. They do good work, champs. I can, the Podnas endorse this product. For sure. As always, follow us on, YouTube. Keep on subscribing. We're up to 147 now. And I feel like the cool part about our fan base is, like, it really feels like a family in the comment section. It feels like people are coming in and not only getting their mind fed, they're getting their soul fed, and they're able to sometimes, peacefully disagree with us. Like, we're not out here saying that we got all the answers. We just want to have a conversation so that we can all grow. And I feel like that's what we really cultivate. And I'm really proud and thankful of all of the people that have taken time to subscribe to us on YouTube and any other platform that you're listening to us on. All of our subscribers and listeners on Apple, Spotify, PodServe, Libsyn, Podchaser, Breaker, what else is there? Anchor, whatever you listen to us on, or
Amazon,
on.
Kindle.
Yes. Thank y'all for supporting us, man. Thank y'all for being part of the Pod Squad and really being part of the family, because that's what we trying to grow, is like a real family environment where we can keep on having these weekly conversations with not just us 3 anymore, with all of you out there. And we're open to hear any comments, suggestions, or just your personal thoughts on what we talked about tonight, so we can keep this conversation going, man. New episodes of, this episode, as always, will be dropping tonight, which is Wednesday night at midnight, or you can say Thursday morning at midnight, whichever way you prefer to flip it. And that's Eastern Standard Time. We'll also, might not get it out by midnight, but it'll definitely be out by Thursday morning when you wake up to go for your morning drive. Because I forgot, still got to edit this, and we're recording this right now, and it's 10:59. So but yeah, it'll definitely be out, if nothing else, early Thursday morning. We got our Friday show. You didn't ask us, but usually we're on Saturdays at 9:30, but this week we're going to be on a Friday. Just we got some scheduling conflicts, so we're going to be on Friday night. So please pull up to Facebook or YouTube and join us in that conversation. The chats be hilarious. And a lot of times, some of the best moments on the show actually come from what the people in the chats are saying to us. And
my God, yeah, y'all hilarious.
Friday, so you will see all 3 partners and hear all 3 partners live and in full effect. And yeah, man, just we love y'all. What you got for them, Pat?
Oh yeah, when give a special shout out to Matriarch Gallery or whatever.
Yes,
That's why
yes,
they do this the studio / tattoo parlor out here in Hampton, North Mallory. I also want to give a shout out to my friend Lily. She's like first place right now. She's trying to get the cover of Inked magazine or whatever.
Oh, respect, man. Go vote for her, man. You want to drop her information or whatever, or how people can vote?
Now they've been hating on her, man. They dropped her man, people been reporting her pictures and everything, but y'all just stay on my Facebook or whatever, and my Instagram at the Padawan. I'm always putting up a link for her or whatever, letting her know, where you can vote for. The voting is free. You can vote daily. Each day, she's like at the third one right now, so we got one more day left, and then she basically win that group, and she's going to like the semi-final round or whatever. So basically I want to big her up or whatever. She's a very close friend of mine and everything, and we're gonna get this back together, because I know they've been hating on her so much they shut down her Instagram and everything. Wow. But she's still first place, so that should tell you something.
That's respect.
You know what I'm saying? But I keep y'all all updated on my Facebook and Instagram about that and everything. And once again, man, love and appreciate all the comments and the community with the Pod Squad or whatever. And big ups, man. The other third of the Podnas, Face Mob, man.
Yes.
We love you, bro.
Man, we love you.
Wish you the best, and we'll see you Friday.
Indeed, man. Can't wait to have the whole crew back together again. Follow us after you finish voting for Lily on Pat's Instagram or Facebook or whatever. Come on over to the Podnas. We're at the Podnas on everything, pretty much. You can find us everywhere. If you ever want to just drop in and have a conversation, jump in the comment sections on any other posts on there, or holler at me on Twitter. I'm always on Twitter, just giving my 3 cents on whatever might be going on. So definitely, shout us out, man. We really want to continue this community vibe and just keep these conversations going every week, man. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all thoroughly. If you ever want to rep and just show everybody that you're part of the Pod Squad, please feel free to go to either one of the stores. You can go to the Podnas Closet at teespring.com/stores/Podnas-Closet-1, or you can go to Face & Co., which is Face's personal line that he's designing. You can go there by going to teespring.com/stores/Face-Co-2. So support. If you want to financially support us, you can holler at us on the Cash App at $1. $1. You can go to our Buy Me a Coffee, which is our preferred method, because you can get memberships, you can get exclusive content. People on Buy My Coffee, they get all of the behind the scenes, no edits when we're fucking up, when we're talking crazy shit between the segments.
I fuck up.
Like, I fuck up all the time. No filters. You get the raw Podnas show every week. And if you sign up for memberships, you'll also get exclusive content. You'll get links to where we'll have special member shows just for y'all, where we just get together with our members and just shoot the shit just like we do on the podcast, but it'll just be exclusively for y'all. Y'all get episodes dropped earlier than everybody else, especially the video episodes. So buymeacoffee.com/the Podnas is how you can support us there. You can drop a $1 donation all the way up to signing up for a $5 membership. We also got our Patreon back up. I figured why not, just in case somebody is that's their preferred method of supporting. So you can also go to patreon.com/the Podnas and support us there as well. The membership perks are pretty much set up the same way on either platform. So whichever you choose, holler at us, man. But we love y'all. As always, man, I am 1/3 of the Podnas signing out. It's your boy Tiz, along with
the other third, the Padawan here. Love y'all, man.
Peace. We working. Donations. #Freedom Jeans. the real victim of the FDMG. Hashtag free them jeans. We out.